The investigation into an officer-involved shooting that sits hospital. Our Joe Hinkie is live downtown, and Joe, this started with a traffic situation. So what do we know so far about how all of this happened?
Well, Jennifer, this morning we're receiving details from GBI's initial investigation into the shooting. We're told an off-duty Atlanta police officer was working a job directing traffic here at Northside Drive and Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard. While that officer was directing traffic, a van drove at the officer, disregarded the officer's directions. The officer pulled a service weapon, then shot at the driver, and then the driver drove down Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard, turning left. Now here's video of the van, a Ford F-350, several blocks away on Ivan Allen. We're told the driver shot is a 46-year-old man from North Carolina. Now, the shooting happened around 10:30 last night, just north of the Georgia Dome, around the same time that fans were leaving a large motocross event there. First responders took the driver to a nearby hospital in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. The officer was uninjured. GBI collected evidence that showed the driver was not armed. And we're told the driver turned left onto Ivan Allen Jr., which means he would have been heading east. During the investigation, though, the van was found on the other side of the median, heading west. We have asked GBI if they believe that driver was driving back towards the intersection here where the shooting took place. A spokeswoman with GBI told me she could not provide details about that and where the van was heading. She did tell me, though, there were 6 people inside that van at the time of the shooting, and their investigation right now is ongoing. Jennifer?
All right, thank you so much, Joe. We'll check back in with you later on this morning.
Cop directing traffic opens fire on innocent family in van, shooting the dad. Atlanta, GA. A North Carolina family narrowly escaped with their lives when an off-duty Atlanta police supervisor opened fire at their vehicle while directing traffic, because they made a wrong turn. 46-year-old Noel Hall, his wife, sons, grandson, and another passenger were leaving a motocross event at the Georgia Dome, where the Georgia Bureau of Investigation told 11 Alive Sergeant Matthew Cadeau was conducting traffic and ordered Hall to go one direction down Northside Drive, but reportedly, Hall wanted to go another direction. The B, which has taken over the investigation, said Hall then drove toward the officer, at which point Cadeau opened fire, injuring Hall. Hall disputes B's claims he drove at Cadeau, saying at no point did we realize this man was a police officer. First thing we want to make very clear is that at no point did we realize this man was a police officer. He never presented himself sick in any such way, Hall wrote in a statement on the inexplicable shooting. Yes, he had a vest on, however, from our point of view there was nothing on it to indicate or state who he was. He never identified himself. We did not see a badge and most certainly did not see his weapon. We were already in the turn lane and in the process of turning when he approached us by walking in front of our van. We did not drive toward him as been stated. Hall continued, we came to a complete stop and at the point when we did start moving, we made a turn to the right, around and away from the officer. It is unclear to us as of why he chose to shoot, as we had already moved past him when he fired at us, but it was absolutely unjustified. Further, even the Atlanta Police Department remains skeptical, reiterating Wednesday their office has never claimed Hall targeted Cadeau with the van. Initial reports said Hall drove toward the supervisor, who was wearing his uniform and reflective vest, after being directed to a different route. Cadeau then opened fire without warning, hitting and injuring Hall, who then drove several blocks until a family member on board managed to reach emergency services. Hall's injuries weren't serious, but the shaken-up family has grave concerns about Cadeau's indiscriminate and gratuitous firing of a deadly weapon into their Ford F-350 van, particularly with the number of children inside. He stated, we are very fortunate and thankful that I, Noel, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries from the gunshot wound, as we are also very fortunate and thankful that none of the other family members were hit. The officer shot at me through the driver's window, the bullet entering and exiting me twice, then through and out the passenger window, just missing my wife's head, who was seated in the passenger seat by only inches. Also in the van were two of our sons, one son's girlfriend and our 2-year-old grandson, so it could have very easily went through the passenger area of the van, hitting any of them. Considering COPWATCH fired on the van while directing overflow traffic from a popular event, bystanders on foot and in other vehicles were also fortunate to be spared. Notably, neither the Atlanta Police Department nor the Georgia Bureau of Investigation have accused Hall of accelerating toward the supervisor or targeting him maliciously with the vehicle, simply that he began driving toward COPWATCH. Indeed, Atlanta police haven't indicated the supervisor cop felt threatened during the incident, at all. Hall lamented the allegations he drove toward COPWATCH, asserting never, at any point, would I have done anything to put them in harm's way, just as I would never had intentionally made a move to cause harm or possibly take another's life. B is now handling the investigation into why an officer in a supervisory position on the job fired his service weapon into a family vehicle when the driver didn't opt for the officially sanctioned route, but didn't put anyone in danger.